Right, let's have a look at Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens US dollar on an hourly chart. So you got the highs here of the 25th of November, $23, so 23 cents. And we had lows of back down to 14 the following day. Now, Lumens has come back up. It tested the 786 and it's bounced around in that channel. And then it did break below, came down ideally to the 50. And it's really worked in that channel there, in the 50 channel, for a good while, good number of hours. Got above here, but didn't close a candle above the 618. And it just remains just below the 618 and just above the 50-hour moving average, above the 20 moving average at the moment. And I'm just looking for Lumens to break through that 618. Have a look at Lumens on the Bitcoin, up against Bitcoin. So on the chart against Bitcoin, again, it's at that confluence of moving averages, above the 20 moving average, just below the 50. So let's see if we get Fibonacci on this. Let's draw the fib from down here, from this low this time. Yeah, it's an interesting one because it used support of the 50 for a long time and dipped below it, and now it's got just above it. So it's working in those moving averages, and so a bit of a zoom in on it. So like you can see, it's just working on those moving averages. This one here is the interesting one because it's supporting off the 20 at the moment. Now, if it breaks down below the 20 XLM Bitcoin, I'd be a bit more bearish. But if it uses that, and then it probably bounce above here, and then the next target will be 1132 sats on XLM Bitcoin. Let's have a look on a larger chart. Let's have a look at the daily chart. On XLM Bitcoin. Oh, sorry, I've made that not too good. It's not often that this happens, folks, I'm afraid. We had a lot of downward action. If I get rid of that, it might be a little bit better. As you can see, the volume spike was incredible. So yeah, we had a high here. Let's see how we negotiated that. We sort of blasted straight through. We had a few days there, the 786, where it hit the 786. So 786 is important. There's people that write off the 786 Fibonacci level. You can see there that it's not come back down to that yet, to that level. But nevertheless, interesting. So I'll be looking for this to gain more strength after this pullback recently. I think that this has got more upside. Right, let's have a look at ETH. Hang on, I think I had this open earlier. ETH Bitcoin's interesting because it looks more as bullish as it's been for a while now. Oh, sorry about this computer screen. So Ethereum Bitcoin is the most bullish it's been for a while. It's above the moving averages. It's in the last couple of hours, it's pulled back a little bit, but it got above some key moving averages there. Not sure what that big one is. This is on an hourly chart. Let's go on to the daily chart quickly to see what that big moving average. Right. Sorry, the big Fibonacci level that I drew. Right, that's from the high earlier this September. And like you can see there, that it's above the 50 and the 20 moving average and the 200, and it's negotiating the 382. It actually hit the 100 average resistance and is just below the Fib 382 on there. That's Bitcoin. On the hourly chart, it's more bullish. Let's get rid of this big one. Although you can see how close it is to that Fib level. And then it used this one as support as well. This 236 there. Recently used it as support and resistance. Come back down, tested it. And now it's at this 382 level. And it's hit it. And it's been resistance. This 382 level from the September highs to the November lows. So now let's put a fib in here for this high here. This high that we had on the 24th of November. Let's get rid of this other fib, although it's interesting. Let's see. Right, as you can see there as well, it's gone up to the 618, the golden ratio. So it could come back down to the 31373 and bounce from there. Look at the 236. It used that 236 on this chart for support for a long, long time. And then it got above its moving averages. So I'm looking at this as a bullish. I think that there'll be this pullback we've seen in the last 3 hours, but I'm expecting this to bounce back up, and Ethereum to go from strength to strength. Let's have a look at US dollar, and that again is bullish. I'm looking on Coinbase. It's above all its key moving averages by a long way. Right, let's have a zoom out first, and we'll look at that fib that I've got on there. So we're going all the way back to March there. Not sure. Sorry, there's a little bit of delay on the screen at the moment. Well, here's the weekly. That's the low in December 2018 it's looking at. And we said that a cycle, a lot of people measure from here in ETH, that high in April and May 2018, not the big one up here, not the January. And so if I get rid of this confusing one here, with that, it's gone above the 618 here. That looks extremely bullish, that it's targeting 669 now. Ethereum is targeting 669. And I wouldn't be surprised if ETH goes from strength to strength now, while Bitcoin could consolidate for a bit. Because I think, Ethereum hasn't had the 8 green candles. It's had lots of green candles, but it's also had a red and a red. I think Ethereum could go all the way to 669 right now. I'm going to have another look at the 3-day chart in Ethereum, which will be quite similar to the weekly. But I'm going to stick the fibs on a more recent low. So let's have a look at on this 3-day chart. 3-day charts are good usually. We had a lot of volume around this area when in our lows in March. Ethereum was as low as 90. What a bargain, hey? What a bargain at $90. Let's have a look what she's been doing since. Fibonacci levels are important, even though I'm not able to retrace and look, this is the high is now. The support would be found at 496, and I think that would be strong support if Ethereum did go down. You're looking at that as strong support. You can see here that it broke through that 50 there. This is a very bullish chart. Ethereum is a very, very bullish chart. Sorry about this. Bear with me, folks. Let's get up a shorter term chart. Right, on a daily chart, the daily moving averages are important. How about this cycle low here? So 5th of September, and that pullback when those 309. There you can see it's bounced off that 382 recently and bounced back up. And nicely, very nicely actually. And above all the key moving averages, they're all sloping. You got the 20, the 50, the 100, so they're all lined up now as well. You had that crossover there, where you had a crossover here. Let me just point at that. Sorry about that 3-day chart, that was useless. Right, this crossover here, and then the price action bounced heavily after that crossover. They're all in the right order now, which is interesting too. I want to just have a quick look at an indicator. Let's have a quick look at, for example, the MACD. I know in Bitcoin the MACD turned bearish quite recently. Right, let's have a look. The MACD is going green again. So it came down and printed one red. But again, look, it's bullish. The blue has crossed the orange again. Although we haven't had huge volume in the last 3 days, I'd say it's going bullish again. I'd say that the green will get bigger and bigger. Like I say, the volume's not anything to write home about. So the MACD's bullish. CMF. CMF on the daily is usually the best. I don't like it like this though. I like the settings to be area. Okay. We've had phenomenal Ethereum. I'm just going right back to last year. Last year's highs were they pale into insignificance, really. We're in such good shape in Ethereum at the moment. You know, I would be surprised if Ethereum didn't hit that target of 669. So we had a high here on the 23rd, and we dipped right down. We've come back up, but that indicates that money flow is in a very bullish distribution pattern. Anything over zero is bullish, but in your 20s is very bullish. But we're well above that. So I'm very bullish Ethereum at the moment. I'll have a quick look at the stochastic RSI. I just think that sometimes gives you a good idea of where we are in a certain movement, whether we're going to remain bullish. We're on the way back up. See, we had a high there, and then we had this lovely dip, and now we're on our way back up, and it doesn't usually go up and then go sideways. So I'd be surprised. I think that this is going to remain in an upward trajectory. Well, that's a good look at Ethereum. Let's move on to now the Zcash had a halving. I'll just have a quick look at Zcash. It's had a halving. I must admit, I went long recently as the daily chart going back to the August highs, down to the September lows. And Zcash negotiate to 236, and it's just going back up to negotiate the Fib 50. What about Zcash? Bitcoin, the interesting one. Whether to beat in Zcash or Bitcoin. I think there's a bottom. It hit a bottom recently. Yeah, it looks like it's turned a corner. Zcash Bitcoin, because it's got above this 20. That's important. The 20 on all charts is an important number. So how about on a zoom out? Let's have a look at a 3-day chart to get some idea of where we are in the grand scheme of things. We're very low at the moment, as you can see. You could say that we've double bottomed. Any sort of chart patterns there. We had a high there of 8,700 sats. This Fibonacci probably won't tell me much. It tells me that we've hit the 236, and it's been, so a good target would be 4603. Okay, and there is volume coming in as well, because this green candle is mainly buying candle. Okay, and it's hit the 236, and that's huge volume. When it's hit that 236 mark, it looks like selling volumes come in. But these volume candles, the green ones, look at the green ones. I mean, look at this. This is like telling you this is bullish at the moment. Zcash is gearing up for a move up. When you see volume candles that far outweigh the red candles, you know that there's selling, that there's buying going on. There's a lot of buying in the market accumulating, and I would be surprised if Zcash didn't go on a run and targeted 5388. I think that's the next one to look at. It's below its moving averages because it's I can see Bitcoin maybe hovering around the 18, 17, 18, and some of these altcoins to perhaps pick up. Like if Bitcoin does move up slightly, like it did above 18, then I can see the altcoins gaining strength more so than Bitcoin at the moment. With Ethereum, the run that Ethereum's on at the moment, that makes a difference for me. Sorry, let's have a look now at another chart. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. We've not looked at Bitcoin. So I've got the hourly chart on Bitcoin, and it's got above all its moving averages again, which is interesting. We'll look at the 50. So we're above all these hourly moving averages again. And from this low, so we had a double top, didn't we, before Thanksgiving? And I should have been a buyer there. I noticed that there's going to be profit taking. Right, is that on that low? And we've got above the golden ratio now. I think Bitcoin will probably press on a little bit up to 18,809. That's a target to bear in mind. That is an important target. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go on a 4-hour now for Bitcoin for a bit. Let's get rid of that fib. You can see the volume did come in and the sell volume a little bit, the profit taking last week. It's a very upward trajectory. The moving averages again lined up in the right area. As you can see, the volume has died a death. There should be some volume coming back into the market today. I'll get on the daily so we can start looking at our indicators. Right. We're above, and they're all in the right order again, it looks like. Yeah, they're all in the right order. We've had a crossover there, a bullish cross. Right, let's have a look at these indicators that I want to look at. Let's switch the volume off for a second. Give me a bit of room. Oh, I'm running out of time, folks. I'm going to have to abandon this recording, and we're going to have to come back with another video, and we'll look at Bitcoin in detail. We'll look at a couple of other things as well. We'll look at silver and maybe some of the indices. So I'll see you